grew up in Leeds, and as a child of Bajan descent, I saw that it was important for my mum to introduce my siblings and I to as much of our culture as possible, as well as other black culture. So going to Chapeltown to get-togethers, parties, christenings, and just to see family was always something that we did. And it never really seemed, out of the ordinary or different to us because it was where we felt, you know, normal. Like, not that we didn't feel normal or appreciated anywhere else in Leeds, but it was where, the food that we liked was, where the culture we liked was, where the music we liked was. And, not to mention that we were in carnival from the time we were in pushchairs. So it just felt, it always kind of felt right there, even when it wasn't, amazing. I don't know, I can't really speak for anybody else, but I still felt as though it gave me some very good memories, especially when it comes to, thinking about bouncy castle parties in people's back gardens, or going around to someone's house for fish cakes, or, going to that person's house because they make really good macaroni pie or cake, or just, it was just the small things that it was more exciting when you're younger, the things where it's like, you're not supposed to be awake at a certain time, but you're allowed out, and because you're with your parents and they're with their friends and things like that. So yeah, I think my mum always was good with kind of getting us into those things, even though, we weren't always wanting to go there and I was quite shy sometimes. I still look back and I'm thankful that we got to experience that.
Where you don't need an invite, everybody welcome and have fun. And for me, carnival is a passion.
I came to Leeds in around 1991. I was only about 19 or 20 at the time. I hadn't been in England for that long, but Leeds was the place that seemed that it had a culture that I recognised, so I came to Leeds. Carnival, I started Carnival the year after, so 1997 would have been my first year of Carnival, and I've pretty much done Carnival every year since. It's something to look forward to. We start to get ready a good 3-4 months ahead of time, making costumes. People from Leeds Carnival, we get on a coach with our costumes from the year before and we go to Manchester and Preston. Lots of different carnivals we attend right through the summer months, which is great fun and gets us ready for Leeds Carnival at the end of August. It's a very family-orientated thing. Well, I saw it that way. My children were very involved. Everywhere here in Leeds was one of the first carnivals in the UK. It's a time for celebration for everyone to indulge in lots of dancing and just let go of all the stresses of the past year. It's a family occasion. Children are indoctrinated into carnival from an early age. My youngest, Heavenn, did her first carnival at 4 months old, where we decorated the whole of the pushchair and she did the carnival parade. All my children have been involved and hopefully theirs will be involved in the future.
Leeds set the trend for other cities' carnival festivals, as Leeds was the first of its type to be showcased individually. It was the first West Indian carnival parade organised by British Caribbeans, comprising of mainly black people in traditional and reimagined costumes, and the presence of steel drums, taking place in 1967. So who were the pioneers that were involved in the early days of carnival? Well, let's talk about them. Like, where do we start? I think a good place to start would be with one of the main men himself, Arthur France. Arthur is known nationwide in the carnival community for his efforts and contributions to putting Caribbean carnivals on the map. He had the idea to start a carnival after coming over to England from the two-island country of St. Kitts and Nevis. He wanted to bring a piece of home over with him and incorporate his heritage alongside it, being that he is of Caribbean and African descent. Arthur, along with the help of his sister, Tony Lewis, Frankie Davis, and Ian Charles, devised a plan to go to the council with their ideas of the carnival, and were able to convince Leeds City Council that this would be, one, a good tourist attraction for Leeds, and two, it would bring communities together. And in 1997, he would receive one of the biggest achievements and recognitions for his work with the carnivals. He would receive an MBE from Queen Elizabeth herself. And I think this alone put Chapeltown and put carnival within Chapeltown, in the spotlight. And it showed that someone from a certain background or someone from a certain heritage or someone from that community could make it big and could do big things if they put their mind to it. And I think it really inspired the younger generation. I think it really inspired entrepreneurs in the community and people who just wanted to strive for more but weren't sure how. I think it really helped with, confidence and motivating the younger generation.